My name is Benjamin Quinn. I serve as a professor of theology and history of ideas at Southeastern Seminary and the college at Southeastern in Wake Forest, North Carolina. I was privileged to co-write a book with one of my colleagues, Walter Strickland. The title of the book is Every Waking Hour. There are a couple of gaps that we were trying to close up, or at least attend to in that book. One is the Sunday-Monday gap that many people have addressed and I think are doing very well. But the other is what I think of as the Pulpit Pew Gap as well. If we take Ephesians 4:12, 4:11, and 12 seriously, that the reason why, what I think of as the people who wear the clerical collars in ministry, if the reason why that they are in ministry is to equip the saints, this is 4:12, equipping the saints for the work of the ministry. If that's true, then we need to do a better job of actually attending to the ministry that takes place from Monday through Saturday with the rest of the saints, with those who are in the ministry according to 4:12. The ministers are not just those who stand behind the pulpits who are paid by nonprofits and churches and missions organizations, but the ministers are all of us who have joined in union with Christ and have been made new in Him and are given the ministry of reconciliation. One area of research that I have is the doctrine of wisdom. And so I'm frequently digging into Proverbs, bringing that into my theology classes and so on. At the same time, in our church this year, in the Sunday school class that I'm a part of, we're going through Proverbs. And so as I'm working on this book, I'm bringing this to bear on what we're doing with the lay people in our church, as well as bringing it into my classroom. Theology of Work Project has been incredibly helpful to go to the Proverbs section and see, okay, when I'm looking at Proverbs 31, for example, such a quintessential passage for the consummate human being, Lady Wisdom here, who's not only a great lady, an amazing woman, but is also an incredible worker and thinks very well about her relationship to the world with respect to work and economics and her participation in the economy, broadly speaking. So to go to the Theology of Work Project and to glean from them on that has been really valuable. Anytime I enter into this conversation afresh in the classroom, I always get those sort of confusing nods where you can see the students almost as if they're saying, I think you're right, I'm just not sure how you got there, and I've not heard this before, and I'm really curious about that. And over time, especially in a theology class, you're teaching the doctrine of creation or something like that, and you see students at first, they think they're curious, they think you're right, but then over time you really see them come alive on some of this stuff, and you see them come alive to the fact that no, the material world is still good and it's still God's, and we're responsible to steward it wisely.